Hey, amazing beings. It is me, Dr. Sarah, here with you on another Free and Clear Fridays with me. And did you notice something with that? Friday, when it's really Saturday. I know, because it's the title of the show. But it is Saturday. I'm coming to you live, in person, live here on Instagram. And you may be seeing this now, you may be seeing this in the future. Wherever it's at, here we are. And I'm so glad to be here with you to see what we can clear today. You know, I didn't get a chance to jump on yesterday on the Truth Friday, where this usually takes place, but you know, I am in the flow of everything at this point. And I may switch it up even more eventually here and do it on other days. We'll just have to see. So, what's going on in your world? Wow. There's a bit of an energy to that. Did you notice that when I asked that question? It's so fascinating when we ask a question because that allows us, particularly a what question, it allows us to get in tune to exactly what is going on in the moment. And when I ask a question like that, even for myself, I'm highly aware of the energy that comes through because you start noticing a space that is present for you, right? So what has your week been like? What have you noticed this week? Some more what questions? Has it been light? Has it been heavy? Well, I see, yeah. Rick says cold weather. True story to that. We're here in Michigan. I'm pretty sure Rick's from Michigan here. But Midwest certainly, probably a lot of locations in the United States. It's a little chilly. And I have to say it was really windy too. So there's this sense of like, oh, we're just getting a warm up and then the cold comes in. You know, that's really what it's like to live consciously, right? And living in a world where we never know how things are going to come through. However, what's so important for us is to clear and get clear of anything that's limiting us, anything that's overwhelming, anything that may not allow us to be all that we can be. And I did a video earlier this week that spoke to that, spoke to what is basically holding you back from you. Are you actually holding you back from you? You know, we have this thing called the mind, which I like to say is a terrible thing. You're meant to waste it. I've lost my mind years ago. It's a joke, kind of. But what I mean by that is losing that space of analyzing, overthinking, overfeeling. Everywhere we overstimulate, you know, that can be so limiting for us as beings. And you see, we are a being. We also have a body, but we have a being that has a consciousness of its own, and we have a body that has a consciousness of its own. And we are not meant to have our minds, which is one portion of our brain, where we think things and where we are like kind of like algorithmically designed to have to calculate. We are not that. That's just a piece of what we have available to use in this reality. But that's not who we are. And if you use that part of the mind to define you, it could really mess things up. And then for those of us who are highly aware and who are sensitive beings, then you're going to go into limitation likely if you're picking up on such heavy energy and then interpreting it with the mind. So within the mind, we tend to look at and judge things, you know, and if you're like a humanoid, like I've talked about before, if you're not sure what that is, you can check out some of my videos on it, or Access Consciousness, which is where some of these tools come from that we're playing with today. Amazing tool. Systematic approach and tools that are available through Access, but I use them all the time. But this is where we end up going into a space where we wrong ourselves as these beings that are highly aware and sensitive. And the moment you wrong yourself, you're in a limitation. I guarantee there's a lie attached to it. I guarantee there's something in there you've misidentified as you. Have you done that before? Have you done it this week? Have you done it today? Are you doing it right now? So let's clear that now. Anywhere you may be wronging yourself, let's destroy and create all that now. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, that clearing statement, the POD and POC, you can check that out on my website. You'll get a link here in the comments in IGTV. It is the clearing statement that is part of Access Consciousness tools, like I mentioned. And so there's a description on my website of the clearing statement. So you can check it out over there. So basically, again, we're looking to clear the right and wrong, the good, the bad, all the energies around limitations and our thoughts, feelings, emotions. The exact same thing that we tend to use our minds to wrong ourselves with. So we're clearing that part of the mind that I'm speaking about here. So, are you wronging yourself? Let's clear it again. So everything that is, let's destroy and create it all now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, wow. It's starting to lighten up a little bit. But how long have you been doing this? Or if you're not wronging yourself, are you aware of other people wronging you? Or other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions wronging themselves? You know, we can pick up on it in all these different ways. You know, you could walk by someone that's highly charged with negativity and wronging themselves and all of a sudden start feeling down. That's why these tools are so important. And that's where it's so important for you to be in the awareness and the clearing of things all the time. You know, I utilize these tools, the statement, the clearing statement, the return to sender with consciousness all the time, anytime that's required. And if I'm not using it, I'm pretty clear at this point. I can walk around being basically clear or clearing. It's basically all the time. So what are you aware of now? Let's go back to how your week was. Anything standing out to you with that? Everywhere something that was heavy this week, let's destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, what I like to do is you may be picking up on energy all over the place. And when I say what I like to do is tune in to what that energy is for me at times, but you can do it the way that works for you. We all have a different way of doing it, different capacities. Some people may see it more visually, other people may sense it more physically. I just kind of sense like some kind of wonky awareness maybe that would come through. But whatever it is, just ask a question. You know, what is this right now? What am I aware of? And so if we go back to kind of this topic of wronging yourself, if it gets misidentified, whatever the energy is, it could be earth, it could be the cold wind that's going on in the world, in all the different forms of it. But it could be that. And if the mind goes, wow, you're just like really down today, you're just not feeling good, you start buying that as true. You start limiting you. You start wronging yourself, like, what's wrong with me? No, that's not the question to ask. The question to ask is, what is this right now? And what can I do to clear it? So let's go ahead and clear whatever's showing up for you right now too. Right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So, you know, we're not taught to ask questions, not these types of questions. We really aren't. We're not asked to look within, you know, and ask a question. We're taught to judge ourselves many times, where even the statement of, you need to love yourself. Well, first of all, there's a need, you become needy. And that shows, like, if you're not loving yourself, there must be something wrong with you because you're not loving yourself. And you really need to love yourself, because if you loved yourself, things would be so much better. What? To me, that sounds insane. And have you ever noticed when you hear something like and something else is going on in your world, and like the last thing is like love and the energy of that, which is a conclusion, by the way, where love and judgment can go hand in hand, you actually feel worse because you're not feeling or being a certain way. So everywhere and anything that comes up with that right now, or from right now in this moment, or in the past, let's destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So usually when we're not being something and we're judging it, or someone tells us something and then we judge ourselves for it, and then like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not happy? This person over here looks happy, but I'm not. Here we go again. Now we're in the limitation. So everything that is, everywhere you compare and contrast yourself, or do this now. Even if you're doing that with me, let's clear that, okay? Like a lot of times I'll get people, well, you're so blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, and what would it take for you to choose it? And we'll get back to choice here in a second. So everything this brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, on nice shorts, boys, beyonds. So that's where we can clear and then go into question, like, what would it take for me to choose to be in a space of joy, to choose to be in a space of ease, to choose to be me, even if no one else gets it, even though my mind may want to make me wrong for it. So everything that is, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, I had no idea it's going to go all in all these directions. It's like shooting all over the place, right? And I'm just kind of going with the flow of it. Because this has been so ingrained. I have to say, leave it to my profession of psychology. Nothing wrong with psychology. I appreciate psychology very much. However, there are a lot of constructs. There are a lot of conclusions. There's a lot of approaches that actually keep us more limited than actually free to be. And if we really get down to it, if we were free of anxiety, free of depression, free of I'm just going to jump around, like war, free of fighting, free of these things, would our life be a lot more easier? Wouldn't there be more flow and possibilities? And when we do war and fighting, those kind of things, we're always going for and against. You can battle it out in your head too. If you make yourself wrong, then you're trying to be right. And when you're right, what's wrong with me for not getting this right over here? Or someone will be jealous of you, and then you wrong yourself for being right, and it's not even about being right. It could just be that you're being you. So do you see where I'm going here? The truth is, we're just meant to be in a space of awareness, allowance, a space of ease, a space of knowing, a space of perceiving things and receiving. If we function from that space, for those of us who function this way, we can have so much more available. We can be in a loving space, which is different than love. Loving is more of a room to move, room to share in a space of love with someone, rather than conclude it one way or the other with the word love. We can be in a kind space to us and others, and we can just be an interesting point of view of how people see things, different from us. What if there's nothing wrong with that? What if there's nothing wrong with you? Even if someone says, I can't believe you did that. What is wrong with you? To me, I'd be like, thank you for your judgment. How did I get to be so lucky to have someone judge me and actually accuse me of what they're being, most likely? So everything that is, destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because you do know, anywhere that someone accuses you of something, they are indeed judging you or accusing you of what they're being on some level. On some level, they're accusing you of what exactly that is. And you've heard me talk about this before numerous times, but if you haven't and it's new to you, it's a thing. So if I were to be like, why are you so angry? I don't get it. Why are you so angry? Well, I'm angry, right? And I'm accusing that person of being angry. and going at them, what I would do instead would be like, oh, wow, okay, so something's off here and it's really intense and I'm wondering what's going on here. That's how you can be potent without being angry. See, those of us who know how to do that. But the people doing the accusing you of something, they are bound to be doing it. So everywhere you misidentified, misapplied, everywhere you agreed and aligned with the person or people that actually accused you of something and you took it to heart. You know, this could go back years. This could go back lifetimes. So everywhere you've done that, and everywhere you're still holding on to that one thing or two, or who knows how many if that's the case, thoughts, statements, beliefs that come from someone else judging you, which has nothing to do with you. Will you destroy and uncreate all that now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And one thing I've become aware of, and if you don't know this, I work with clients almost daily, like 4 days a week. I'm in session with clients, and I can't tell you how many times we go into someone else's world. I mean, like when I'm working with a client, they go into someone else's world and they get stuck in something someone said about them and they think it's them, when the truth is the majority of the time, that person's just not getting their way with you. They're not being justified in their point of view. And they'll turn it around and make it look like you when it has nothing to do with you. So it's really bizarre, but it's almost like clockwork. Every time that comes through and I'm like, wow, it's there. If we're just aware of it, we won't be pulled in so much to those places and spaces that people go because they're not getting their way, or they're just upset because you're not matching their point of view. So everything that is, destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So the more we're aware, the more we can be in the knowing and in the allowance of how things show up, and clear as we go. Return to sender with consciousness. Anywhere, anyone judged you for something that you're still holding on to, okay? Let's return that to sender. And let's go ahead and destroy and uncreate all the lies that are attached to that, okay? There's lots of lies to that. So, right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Whew, can you tell I have a little bit of potency around this topic? Because I see what we're doing to ourselves. And you know, you get it when you get it, in terms of understanding even what I'm saying. You don't even have to understand what I'm saying. If you're open to receiving it, you're likely to be receiving it right now. And if you don't, it's okay too. You don't have to make sense of any of it. If you're a little lighter after watching the show, that's all I really am aiming for. So, wow. Is there that something that's still lingering from your past that wants to then jump into your future and keep it going? Because every time we think about something, every time we go into, let's say, that script of whatever is wrong with us or what we've claimed to be, and you know, another piece to this is a lot of times the thing we wrong ourselves is our actually capacity and our gift, okay? A lot of times, like, things like in ways of being that show up for some of us where we have a little like OCD or ADHD or heightened awareness around people's depression, or you're depressed yourself. You know, these are actually capacities. If we actually get clear and use it to our advantage, we can. And you don't have to go into the limitation because it will just reinforce it, okay, over and over again. That's why you'll end up feeling stuck, okay? So everywhere you've been stuck, everywhere you've been limited, every point of view that you bought about you that's creating more of this wrongness about you, will you please destroy and uncreate all that now, please? Please, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. It's funny because I'll start repeating a word and then it becomes hilarious to me because I'm obviously conveying something, and the repeat of it, love it. It's fun. And while I wrong myself for it, and as we go, no, just kidding. See? humor is good too. So everything that brought up, let's destroy and upgrade it all. Right, wrong, good or bad, pon, pock, all night, shorts, boys, beyonds. The truth is, we tend to be the hardest on ourselves and others. And the people that are being hard on us are the ones that have judged the hell out of themselves with whatever they're judging us on anyway. So, it's all a crock of you know what. So let's destroy and upgrade all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. My goodness, wow, how our time has flown by. It is already about 20 minutes in. Really amazing. Well, this was fun on a Saturday night evening. It's like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here. And I am so excited by the possibilities that await us. We're looking to clear out this heavy so we can get to what else is possible, so we can get to the possibilities and choose from there. And one thing I want you to be with this week is, if you were being you and being all of you, what would you choose? What would you create? If you were being you and being all of you, what would you choose and what would you create? So be with that. That's the space when you have space available now from getting rid of all the heavy wrongness. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we have space available to go and create and see the world from a different point of view. Now, you just want to keep clearing and clearing all the time until it lightens up. What you may notice is you'll clear for a while and then all of a sudden that thing is dissipated, or you almost have to remember that, wow, that's gone now because I cleared it. So, but if it keeps persisting, keep clearing. And go and watch some of my videos. Those are great clearing videos. I don't know what I do on them or what energy I put through them, but maybe I do. You can use it. Watch a couple and see if you notice things lightening up. We're meant to be in a space of lightness, and anything that won't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it out all now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, amazing beings. Now, next week, I may be taking the week off this next week. I am going to be traveling. If I get a chance to jump on here and do the show with you, I will love to. If not, stay tuned for the following week. We will be back on here and take problems and turn them into possibilities and clear out anything that won't allow that. All right, go forth. Have an amazing week, knowing I have your back, knowing that being you is such a gift to me, to the world, and to the universe and beyond. All right. I will see you soon. Take care for now.